Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our group is run and includes six members. This is Muhammad Hakimi bin Mahayi and Aida Esran binti Abdul Hayi and Muhammad Hayi bin Zainuddin and Sakira binti Zulkifli and Bayhuyi and me Nur Rahmah. And our topic is issue and challenge faith by convert to Islam in Malaysia, and I would like to present about introduction. Okay, let's start. Malaysia is known as a country that has diverse religions, culture, and race. Other than that, from time to time, Malaysia has had a lot of religious conversion until this current time. Yeah, it could be explored that there are some cases that Chinese Buddhism may convert to Islam or Christianity converted to Islam. This may make Malaysia pretty unique and it may change a lot of the environments, belief of people in Malaysia. As we know that Islamic conversion is one of the important understanding of Muslim and needs more attention. And according to Saharuddin, the word conversion is understood as mu'alaf in Islam, and moreover, mu'alaf is Muslim who converted from their religion to Islam. And beside the Malay community and Islam are used synonymously. And continue to the next slide. And continue to the next slide about the percentage of mu'alaf based on gender, age, marital status. And however, it should be mentioned that not all Malay are Muslim. Furthermore, Malaysia is divided into three races: Malaysia, Malay, Indian, and Chinese. And Malays were the earliest settler, and in 1900, the people of India and China settled. And based on Muhammad reported that the majority of male Indian mu'alaf were higher compared to females, and the majority of them, 51.5%, aged between 46 to 60 years old and above. And in terms of marital status, 74% of them were married. And about Chinese mu'alaf were reported similar that the marriages of male Chinese mu'alaf were higher than females, and the majority of them aged 30 to 30 to 40 years old, and most of them converted to Islam while that they got married. And overall, if someone wants to convert to Islam, they must prepare a lot of things as considered to item of risk. Among those things, there are some change in their life, such as swapping identity and nature, such as name, food, games, acceleration, and so on. Similarly, in terms of marriage, Muslim community may only marry the other Muslim, and this is governed by the legal norms of Islamic family law. And in this study, I'm to discover more about issue and challenge faced by convert to Islam in Malaysia. It could be based on their age, gender, marital status, and other than that, researchers would like to explore the reason for conversion, reaction by family and community, and finally, this study is going to give a suggestion to address the issue or problem and the challenge for converter. And that's all for me. Uh, and continue the next presentator.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aida Indrin binti Abdul Hadi, matric number 1921810. In this video, I will be presenting on the reasons of conversion. So, conversion to Islam can be classified in two ways. Despite sociological and psychological investigation, Rose 1998 highlight that conversion to Islam is directly tied to the character of divine human interaction. So there are many reasons on why people convert to Islam. Among them are interfaith marriage, curiosity about Islam, and social factors of connecting with Muslim friends and community. So one of the reasons people convert to Islam is the practical factors, which is interfaith marriage. As practiced in Malaysia, it is a marriage in which a non-Muslim party converts to Islam as a condition of marrying the Muslim partner. And according to Rose, conversion is common when affective relationships are strong. So conversions were commonly related to intercultural connections, especially marriage to a Muslim spouse, according to Wahab Saul. However, interfaith marriage that result in conversion to Islam can occasionally cause conflict among family members. So this is because converting to Islam is commonly related with a change in ethnic identity. This can be seen in the way that Masuk Melayu, which is becoming Malay, is synonymous with conversion to Islam. Moreover, non-Muslims tend to study about Islam because curiosity about Islam, one of the reasons conversions happen. This can be seen by the effectiveness of the dakwah programs carried out by the Pusat Dakwah Islamiyah with the help of the District Dakwah Office and other dakwah centers and agencies. Besides, according to Zaidah Muhammad Noor research, Indians came to Islam mostly as a result of comparative religious study and awareness of God's oneness within their capability of understanding and through their own readings or with the help of friends. Even if some of them convert to Islam for marriage, the majority of them learn from their friends, learn about Islam from their friends and their family members are often highly supportive of their decision to convert to Islam. And following the conversion, they attend follow-up seminar to have a better understanding of Islam. Furthermore, the social factors of connecting with Muslim friends and community and knowing their culture in everyday life are one of the reasons people convert to Islam. This is because the interaction exposes the mu'allaf to Islam and attracts them by showing good behavior taught by Islam, such as assisting one another in times of need. Moreover, the importance of unity in the Muslim community has a significant influence on the non-Muslim population. Therefore, non-Muslims are drawn to learn more about Islam because of positive portrayal of the religion. And as a result, social relationships with the local Muslim community are a strong motivator to learn a little about Islamic religious concerns which encourage this community to convert.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Kimi bin Mahdi and my ticket number is 1919445. Today I will talk about how Mu'allaf adapt to the challenge. The first one is a deeper understanding of Islam. Mu'allaf in Malaysia receive a lot of judgmental treatment from both Muslim and non-Muslim by saying that the conversion is to take advantage of the benefits to be a Mu'allaf. This gives pressure to them that can lead to murtad and practice their own religion again. Therefore, the preacher need to play an important role to expose mu'allaf to the Islamic values. This Islamic knowledge strengthen their faith and begin to practice Islamic values in their life and see all the difficulty they face after conversion as a test from Allah. The intention of conversion must be fixed to make their decision true to themselves and can commit to any challenge that might happen in the future. They will become one of the most way one of the most suitable way to adapt with Islam. Secondly, financial aid. One of the challenges they face after the conversion is being thrown away by their family and friends who are they depend on and instantly become poor and have no way to go. Besides, they also been fired from their job because their decision to convert to Islam. Therefore, zakat help mu'allaf to survive. Zakat is very essential on lighten the burden of mu'allaf to survive after the conversion. Al-Quran also mentioned about the zakat that it needs to be given to the mu'allaf as mentioned in Surah Taubah, the verse 60. It shows that zakat it become one of the way to help mu'allaf to survive and adapt to the new religion, which is Islam. Lastly, we should concern about their problem. Mental illness become one of the big problems faced by mu'allaf after being pressured by the society. Abdullah states in his studies about ignoring the well-being of mu'allaf, especially psychologically, will make them depressed. One of the methods that is stable from this problem is counseling. This method can increase the relationship with the mu'allaf, at the same time can improve their faith in Allah. Mu'allaf can express their emotion either formally or informally to resolve their conversion toward their situation. Maybe we can call and ask about their daily activities to make sure they are not depressed and not having a problem and help them if they need one. I think that's all. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Hadi bin Zainuddin and my metric number is 1919407. So now I'm going to be talking about the positive and negative impacts as a result of their conversion. There are 4 positive impacts after the conversion that I will discuss. The first one is satisfaction, peace, purpose, and also reborn. After their conversion, they found satisfaction praying 5 times in a day. Not only that, they also felt peace listening to the recitation and also when they recite the ayah of the Al-Quran themselves. After their conversion, they also found the real purpose of life, which is to serve Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and their goal is to enter the paradise. In Islam, if you convert becoming a Muslim, your sins will be wiped out as if you are a newborn baby. The second one is they feel protected and also safer after their conversion, because in Islam, covering aura properly is an obligation not only to women but also for men. In this context, women they felt safer wearing loose top and pants, and also when they wear the hijab or headscarf. They felt safe from any form of harm and abuse from men, their glare and also sexual harassment. Not only that, they value more their honor and dignity as a woman. The third one is they have a place to rely on. After their conversion, they can always pray to Allah whenever they feel sad, alone, or even when they wanted to express their gratitude because Allah have given them many blessings in life. For example, breathing is a blessing from Allah too. Prayer is the remedy to be more spirited and more encouraged, they say. And also before this, some of them also had nowhere or no one to turn to solve their problems. So after their conversion, they realized that they have a place to speak or to open up to. They can share it through prayers to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. The last positive impacts after their conversion, becoming a Muslim, is they felt sense of belongingness to a community. They feel welcome into the big Muslim community around the world. In Islam, brotherhood concept is very strong, and it is very obvious. We treat each other, our Muslim brothers or sisters, equally. There is no discrimination towards brother or sister in Islam. And everywhere they go, anywhere they go, they will be frequently greeted with a phrase Assalamualaikum, peace be with you, by other Muslims, even though that Muslim they never had any conversations before. Apart from the positive impacts that I have discussed earlier, we will be moving on to the negative impacts after their conversion becoming a Muslim. They face prejudice and also discriminations. Prejudice and discriminations occur mainly when the women wear the headscarf or hijab. They were being glared down as if they are an aliens or terrorists. Not only that, some of the family members of the converters, they cannot accept the reason of their conversion. For an example, a father cannot accept that her daughter converted becoming a Muslim just to marry a Muslim man. Well, not only prejudice and discriminations they face, they were also subjected to racial remarks and violent attacks. Some of them were asked to stay in Saudi Arabia just because they wear their hijab in public. They were being threatened that their jobs were in jeopardy and they can be fired at any time. Some of them had been spat on, and there were also few cases where stones were thrown at them when they wear headscarf in public. Last but not least, limitations in practicing their customs. After their conversion, they need to live with the regulations imposed in Islam. They cannot perform any practices which had been prohibited in Islam, even though it is their customs. For example, Dusun people who converted to becoming a Muslim cannot practice one of their adat, which is called tamarruk, as the practice is against what Islam taught to its believers. In the end, their children also won't be able to practice or see people practicing their own customs. And someday they will lose their racial identity.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Fariza. So I present the reactions and actions by families and the community of the converts. First, let's look at how the Muslim community reacted to converts. We know that Malaysia is a multi-ethnic country dominated by three ethnic groups: Malays, Chinese, and Indians, with Islam being the main religion. Today, due to the development of Islam in Malaysia, the number of converts of Islam from different races and religions have increased. Conversion of non-Muslims are often seen as good news, but they are still fraught with many challenges as they represent a collision of nationalities, cultures, and beliefs. Islam is a moderate religion in which non-Muslim communities living in Islamic countries are treated fairly by Muslim rulers according to their positions. In addition, the universality of Islam has attracted more and more non-Muslims to join, ideally coming to Islam confers Muslim citizenship on a person with no other secular considerations other than spiritual values, such as race, ethnicity, color, nationality, or language. The Prophet Muhammad SAW prohibited all forms of discrimination, including those of Muslims against non-Muslims, because their social structure still plagues the world today. Although Islam divides non-Muslims into different categories, Islam still wants to build a society of equality, living like brothers and sisters, but not judged by religion, race, and color, especially when they choose Islam as a way of life. Therefore, in the face of collision of traditional cultural background and religious belief, it should be decided according to the specific situation. For example, a convert in Malaysia was about to be cremated by his Hindu relative after his death. But after MUIS came forward, finally agreed to allow the relative to perform symbolically at Hindu ceremonies first, and then MUIS took over his funeral and burial ceremonies as a Muslim. Another example is indigenous people in Article 3 of the Indigenous People Ordinance, which also states that indigenous people, regardless of whether they have changed their religion or not, must retain their identity and that they are still considered indigenous as long as they continue to follow indigenous lifestyle and indigenous customs or speak indigenous languages. In addition to the devout yearning for Islam, an important reason some people choose to convert to Islam is because of intermarriage. This is a very complex situation in Sabah, where the structure of mixed-race families had emerged long before colonization due to interracial marriage involving conversion. So, multi-faith families which involved not only members of different faiths, but also different religious practice. After such a long history of intermarriage, it is not surprising that new Muslims of different faiths exist in multi-faith families. The experience of interracial marriage across regions and race fosters a spirit of acceptance of others and shapes social conventions that tolerate the difference that exists between them. In addition, tolerance is a basic culture of coexistence in Malaysia's pluralistic society. A culture of tolerance can be established only when racial and religious tolerance is accepted as a universal practice, the Muslim and non-Muslim alike. But there's one exception, and that is the impurity of the religion of the converts. The Muslim community looks down on or avoids such converts because they engage in impure acts such as drinking and gambling, and secondly, because the Malays suspect that converts have impure purpose, such as for the welfare of the indigenous people granted by the government. So next, I will talk about how the converts' families will react. It is important to know that non-Muslims may face an identity crisis after conversion, which can make them feel isolated from their original communities. Not only are they shunned by family and friends, but those in the circle of converts who do not support conversion also avoid interacting with the converts. Uh, they see the converts as betrayal of their family lineage, especially in Chinese family. In previous study, a female convert was interviewed and said her mother didn't want to go out with her in a hijab because it made her mother so ashamed. Similarly, it has been mentioned that non-Muslim friends around them gradually drifted away from them after they converted to Islam. In Malaysia, where Malays have acquiesced in their beliefs in Islam and Chinese believe in Buddhism, while Indians believe in Hinduism, based on such labels, although some have successfully converted and become legalized Muslim, converts usually still face prejudice from family and society. For example, Jasmine et al. Once interviewed converts in her 2021 study, including one female Chinese convert, who said her mother was angry with her when she went out wearing a scarf because it was considered a sign of Malay rights. Thus, we can see how this ethnic-based ster- stereotype affect perception of converts.
New converts should find a support group to share their concern and relate with others who experience the same or know how to treat it. A person who is new to Islam or mu'alaf are kind of similar to a newborn lamb. They require support and guidance to make sure they are fully comfortable and confident with their decision to converting to Islam. Having a shoulder to lean on is very important for any person. Is to make sure they are never alone. New converts who had any financial issue can ask for financial aid in the nearest Zakat Foundation, as all Muslims should know that new converts are one of the asnaf, a person that is eligible to receive Zakat aid collected from Muslims. This is a lot of help, especially to new converters who on their teens year, so whom many were disowned by their own family after revealing their intention to converting to Islam. Left alone without any support like money, they can rush to the nearby Zakat center. This surely will be a huge help for them. Having immediate support can make them feel confident on their choice of embracing Islam. Government also one of the way for mu'alaf to address their problem because service and social protection provided by the government of Malaysia for the people such as treatment and rehabilitation for drug addiction, counselling and psychological assistance, especially assistance for converts. For new converts, psychology change are prone to happen. If the person before converting used to deed that are prohibited in Islam, such as drinking alcohol, eating pork, or sexual relation before marriage, in other words, zina, and not to mention if their family isolated them after the news of embracing Islam. With the help of professionals that are trusted, they slowly will solve their problem and become a true Muslim, inshallah. Social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram can be used by mu'alaf to reach support and ask for help. Seeking and receiving help on social platforms are common nowadays, especially if the converts have any concern understanding certain parts of Islam or did not know the hukum on something. They can pose their question to more knowledgeable Muslims, such as Mufti, Ustad and Ustazas, and anything else. A Mufti in each of state always open their question and answer session free to the public. Anyone can ask the question and hopefully get the best answer. This surely will help converts more understanding Islam and feel more comfortable with the hospitality that are provided by our Muslim brothers and sisters. To conclude our presentation, we already clear on our points on the reason why they convert to Islam, the challenge faced by the converts and how they overcome it, pros and cons after converting to Islam, their family reaction to the news, and finally, a way to address the problem to others. There are many ways to make the difficulty experienced by new converts more upfront, more known, so the converts are not left alone to their misery. We all must know and understand that Islam is a religion of peace and love. Is it a must for us to ensure that each of the converts feel they are right at home? If we did not, then outsiders will likely label that Muslims are cold and unfriendly towards new converts and other religions, which clearly is not true at all.